Over the years, I've always looked for music to be a way or a pathway or its sounds to allow me to investigate deeper into my own consciousness and into my own relationship with society and how I see things and the limitations that I have. And therefore, whether it is the collaborations or whether it is the textual content that I've tried to imbue into Carnatic music, it has always tried to challenge things about myself and about my own perceptions. Guru came into the picture completely by accident thanks to the Backwaters Collective. And truly, he was not a person I'd engaged with any seriousness. So the question is, how does he fit into this gamut of things that I have participated in? Starting from, looking at even the performance of Carnatic music as a structural frame. I think where Guru fascinates me and how his work comes into my spectrum is his conversations with himself and his conversations with society. His conversations about realizing the self and realizing it with an acute understanding and acute awareness of the material that is outside. So in my own exploration of art, aesthetics and music, this is in some way what I'm doing, because the performance of music is material. The music may not be material, but the performance is material because it is a transaction, or it is at least a sharing between human beings, and it is that there is a materiality to the experience of it. So therefore, it is in this tension, in this flux, that I learn, I unlearn, and I realize. So Guru, I think, takes it to a deeper level of understanding, and in a way relates to this flux, this need for communication between the material and the non-material, the internal, the external, and in a way, shall we say, blur or smudge these different parts of what we are, because after all, it is in the traveling between these different spaces that we actually emerge. Well, I'm now no authority on Guru's philosophies, or, for example, his own journey as a human being and a philosopher through many years and his trajectories of realizations. So, I do have understandings of what he has said from the songs that I have incorporated into the repertoire. And do I understand it completely? Now, that is a very interesting question to answer. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. And I don't know as much as I should know. But there is this very interesting thing that happens when words become music, when syllables become melodies, when phrases become part of a rhythmic form. A kind of communication that happens, a kind of an internalization of meaning that happens, is in the form of the abstract. So, am I claiming that the multiple inner layers or the metaphysical layers of his words are immediately translated into music? No, I'm not. But maybe there are other meanings. Maybe there are meanings that the words and the inner words are subtly communicating, or maybe they're not directly communicating, that come through the music, that come through the listening, that come through the internalization. And as a musician, some way, I think that's what we tap on, whether it is Guru, whether it is Tyagaraja, whether it is Dikshitar, or whether it is Kabir, or whether it is anybody else. It's not just the semantic or the layerings of the semantic. It is of the sonic and the layerings of the sonic. And I think that's what I'm hoping that my work touches upon. That even a person who doesn't understand Malayalam, who doesn't understand Guru's words, some way, by hearing Samasta Prapancham, feels the Samasta Prapancham. And that is possible distinctly. So I think here also much must be said about the musicality in Guru's words. And musicality not in a very literal sense, but just in, there is a certain aesthetic explosion in the way the syllables are formed, whether it is in Malayalam, whether it is Tamil, or whether it is Samskrita. In all these languages, there is an aesthetic explosion which is musical, which makes it so easy for a musician to sing. So I think that in a way is my entry point to Guru. That in a way is my pathway to understanding Guru. So his musicality, his celebration of even the most difficult things in some way allows rhythms and ragas and melodies to play around with them, and to be able to communicate meanings beyond meanings, if that is at all possible. One of the most important things that I think this project has given me is a way to address an issue that I was not able to articulate for a very long time. I couldn't put my finger on it. I just had a feeling about it. Is this whole idea of what does it mean to be a liberal? And what does it mean for a liberal to engage with faith? The faithful, belief, religion, deity, because there is, I think there has been a failure among the world of, even the word liberal is kind of a tag, but I think you would understand what I mean from the progressive liberal center left world, to robustly and respectfully, that's most important, respectfully engage with the idea of the need for faith and that inner feeling that's there in the bottom of your stomach to believe in something that you're not able to quantify, and that gives you hope for tomorrow morning. You call it whatever you want, by whatever name you want. It could be even a ritual, it could be anything. I'll be the first to admit that all these are muddled in great social discriminative patterns and forms. But this is where Guru comes in. Fascinatingly, he's able to find a way to bridge a very sociological conversation on caste, on discrimination, demanding equality, and demanding all that through physical action, through actually physical action, changing ways things were done in society, reimagining a way to relate to people in society. At the same time, holding on to this his own experiential position of something larger, whatever you call it, it was spiritual, whatever you want to say, and understanding that it's in the interplay of these two things that we can really move forward. And to me, I think Guru is the most important anchor for the liberal world to move forward in this conversation with faith. Because it is possible to be acutely self-critical of your social structuring, for your own self, of the way you behave, of the way even your religion participates in society, yet be respectful of the people who find peace, who find hope, who find a possibility to smile when they stand in front of a deity or when they close their eyes in prayer. I think that is something that Guru has gifted us. Finally, what has been the response from the Carnatic music world? I think it's a good question. I don't think I have an appropriate answer. So, I think when the project first started, there have been few other artists before me who have sung compositions of Guru, not in what I would call semi-classical or raga music, but it had truly had not been brought into the concert stage, into the regular concert Carnatic music stage. So it was a new endeavor. I think the response so far, I've not received anything that is very critical of it, to be honest. But I think they probably just thought it's one of those things that is happening. But what is nice to see is that now when I travel, people sometimes demand a composition of Guru, especially in Kerala. And even in Kerala, Guru's compositions were not part of the Carnatic world. Only Swati Tirunal was really known, and maybe Erayam Tambi a little bit. So I think it is refreshing to see that people recognize this as compositions that are part of the Carnatic world. And I think it will take more time, it will take more effort for it to become just natural to have a poem written by Guru as part of a concert, as much as you would have anything else. But overall, I think the response has been good, and I think that speaks well of what the possibilities are there for the future. Thank you very much.